And that is actually telling the story of Becky versus Rhea in its own way. That, mommy's always been there and like that's been the eye, but there's always been something getting in the way. And
Mhm.
that's more of telling of their story, even with last year's horrendous way of doing Charlotte Rhea. This is even a step above that because you actually have Becky fighting for something, not just two people fighting because they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, we've kind of talked about the lack of development and story between Becky and Rhea, and how it is very reminiscent of what they did with Charlotte and Rhea last year, and they didn't really kick it into high gear until a week or two before Mania. That was when they had that brawl, and
Mm-hmm.
you were like, "Oh, okay, like this is more than just the champion facing the Royal Rumble winner. Like there's actually some depth here." Um, I feel like with this with Becky, I kind of like that this is happening. It's kind of like what we talked about with um Cody needing Cody's path to Roman, because we were saying
Mm-hmm.
think that he was gonna win the Royal Rumble again, or even if we did, we said we didn't want him to, or at least I was saying that. I wanted him to see him go through more
Better
obstacles.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of what they're doing with Rhea, like what or I'm sorry, with Becky, where it's like, yeah, she won the Royal Rumble and, or no, I'm sorry, she didn't win the Rumble, but, I'm getting confused, sorry. But
Mm-hmm.
she gets to face Rhea and people feel like it was handed to her is what I'm trying to say. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think that making the road to Rhea more difficult is going to please some of those fans that aren't exactly thrilled that Becky is the one that's facing Rhea, especially the ones who wanted it to be Liv or they wanted it to be someone else. At least this is like making it seem like she earned it more than just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like being thrown to Rhea because Bailey chose Io, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. It seems like there's more of a story now, even with Becky kind of feuding with other people. It's still centered around mommy because she needs to get to her. And it's just constant, like, this person's in my way, this person's in my way. So that adds the element to it where, like, last year, just like, yeah, they're facing each other.
Mhm.
They're staring down, they're doing all that. Like, at this point, just fucking brawl.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd agree with that.